Alright folks, welcome back to the Old World Challenge. This is HeirofCarthage, obviously, because it's my channel. No one else is uploading here. I guess I just had to announce that. Old World Challenge is a round-robin, kind of off-the-cuff tournament I did in my Discord. It was 4 players, myself, XMT Wickd, XMT Reptile King, and then Preston, who jumped in. In this match, we're going to have Wickd and Reptile King. Reptile is taking the Empire, and Wickd is playing as the Greenskins. We were hoping to have the play be with Karl Franz in the Empire, but I guess I didn't quite get the message across to Reptile, and he represents different lords from the Empire. But for the other factions, the deal is you are taking the same faction and lord. You can, however, change your armies from battle to battle. In this one, Reptile King is going to have Volkmar, and he is going to be facing off against Grimgor Ironhide. Yep, so the Old World Challenge, again, meant to be set around those main faction leader lords of the original 4 factions. Grimgor is leading a very unique army of greenskins here that Wickd has been working on. He's got his 4 goblins in front, Grimgor. He's got a Gobbo Big Boss on one flank and a Knight Gobbo Shaman on the other. There are 4 trolls, and then I believe there's going to be 4 squigs. Yeah, 4 squig herds and a giant. And then, Vanguard deployed. He's got a Durkit Squig Hopper and a Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archer and a Goblin Wolf Rider. So very interesting army. There is a deceptively powerful amount of armor piercing in this army. The leadership will be a little bit low, but the mobility is high and the armor piercing is significant. And then you got your fodder units up front. The extra leadership units like the Big Boss and the Shaman will be helpful, because that is obviously the downside of this greenskin army is you have low leadership. Now for the Empire, going to be 3 flagellants in the front line, 2 spearmen in the front line, 1 more in the middle near Volkmar. I see 2 halberds and another spear in the back line. We've got some crossbowmen, looks like 2 of those, a Hellblaster volley gun. It's an interesting choice. And then we've got 2 Empire Knights, 1 on either flank. And then we're going to have a Demigryph Knight with halberds in the back, helping to keep away any marauding units from the back. Let's see how this plays out. I'm excited. Wickd's army, very unique. Reptile King, a well-diversified Empire army here. Ooh, takes a nasty vindictive glare there early on. And look at these Spider Rider archers going straight for the throat of these crossbowmen. They're going to have to pull back. There is a lot of vicious cavalry nearby. It's going to get those Spider Rider archers. They will probably rout pretty quickly here. Grimgor Ironhide. Let's see if there's a quick wah here early in the battle. Definitely good to get your wah in early, and there it goes. The Empire front lines are going to likely disintegrate wherever it's not a flagellant, and even with the flagellant, the amount of damage coming off of this is going to be pretty obscene. There's a banishment from Reptile King, but it actually starts flowing in the opposite direction. Did manage to berserk 1 squig herd, but you can see here the leadership challenges where Volkmar got in. The trolls and the goblins immediately broke. Knight Gobbo Shaman sitting back. This is good. He's going to take down the amount of magic that the Empire can draw on. So, not a bad play there. Though I don't know if there was a spellcaster in this army. If there was, I missed it. I don't think there is. Just look at the amount of damage being pumped out here. Flagellants are unbreakable, but only in leadership. Their bodies are being broken and tattered. Wow. Then you got a giant back here too, that the Empire is going to have to put some focus on to try and bring it down, and that's going to allow the greenskins to keep focusing elsewhere. This Empire Knight managed to get in and push back some squig herd, but here comes some trolls. The trolls have nice armor piercing attacks. If they can get some support, they'll be good. There's halberds, the Demigryph Knights with halberds rolling in too. Those guys will tear trolls apart. Let's see, Volkmar now getting surrounded by Grimgor and squigs. If Volkmar gets caught here, Grimgor is going to KO Volkmar very, very quickly. There are flagellants headed in to help. Ooh, no, they've turned around. I thought they were coming in. Yeah, they need to get into that combat quick. Volkmar is in big trouble. He's got Grand Shield to face, though. That resistance was handy because he just took another vindictive glare. So not a bad time to have that resistance going for Reptile. And then the Giant's getting chased here by 2 units that he really doesn't want to be fighting. Let's check this out over here. So Empire Knights definitely causing some havoc on this flank. The leadership of the Greenskins starting to waver. Hellblaster gun's still alive too, but looks like it may be chased by Squig Herd. There are some units regrouping. Volkmar has taken a pretty good savaging. He could probably escape this fight. The Giant's going to move on and try and get over here to these crossbowmen. If the Demigryph Knights want to pursue, and they are. But getting rid of the crossbowmen would be very important for the greenskins here. The big boss is busy in a pile of Empire Knights, and I can't imagine he's going to be loving life in there. There are trolls regrouping. They heal. There's a WA going on right now, so the greenskin units will be helped significantly. I believe Volkmar got himself out of there. Or no, Volkmar got wrecked. So Volkmar went down to Grimgor. This is not good for the Empire. The greenskins, it was looking pretty bad for the greenskins. I think that probably evened it back out a little, but I don't know, this Giant is taking a shellacking back here. So a lot of trolls regrouped, and with Grimgor still alive, we'll see. There's quite a few halberds here, and then there's some flagellants. They're unbreakable. The halberds have nice defensive stats. The question is whether they can hold their leadership up. Because now you got trolls rolling around. They cause fear. These are just state troops, and they've lost their leader over here. See if these Empire Knights can get out here. If they could maybe chase the trolls and the shaman off the battlefield, certainly help. But I'm worried that as soon as these halberds take a rear charge, they won't be able to stand. Empire Knights that have gotten either regrouped or left back here in the back, and there's some Demigryph Knights that definitely need to be in this fight right now because these halberds just got left alone. I don't think intentionally, obviously, but the greenskin units regrouping. Oh yeah, there goes a terror route. That Giant causes terror, and there was a rear attack. It's going to be rough on the Empire troops. Yep, another terror route. Itchy Nuisance. That Vindictive Glare was a nice touch there. Didn't do a whole lot, but good way to try and do something about those cavalry charging him down. Like I said, this one definitely felt like it was stacked against the greenskins at one point, but when Volkmar got in there and got killed, I think the battle turned relatively sharply back for the Empire. Greenskin units can kind of regroup and regroup, and they can come back and surprise you. You think you've maybe put them out of commission. See, you get a WA like that in the late game too, Grimgor. I think this is the third WA of the game. And that adds a lot of attack late in the game, especially when the enemy army is getting tired and their stats are dropping. You pop a WA and your stats start climbing. Put a pretty big deficit there. So the Empire does look like they are going to fall to Grimgor, but I don't know, some crossbowmen back here. I don't know, can the Empire can they put together a comeback? I just don't know if their leadership's going to hold out. They do have a Demigryph Knight. Still got Grimgor in there. There's a lot of infantry regrouping, and now I guess if the Empire could chase out all these routing units, maybe the Demigryph Knights and some spears or something gonna have to chase out some of these routing units. Because if these units come back from routing, I think the greenskins just pop right back in here and win. Yeah, they're not getting chased. Maybe the crossbowmen could put some shots there. See if the crossbowmen get any shots. If they can put some shots in those trolls, that would be big. And then the Empire Knights chase this troll completely out. Grimgor is going to be tough to kill, as is the Giant. The Demigryph Knights here are actually getting dealt with by Grimgor. He's got Gitsnik, and he's doing a lot of damage there. Going to be a rout on the Demigryph Knights. Ooh, that was close. The Empire had a chance to get back in that one there, but the regrouping of the greenskin units and then the routing of the Demigryph Knights is going to seal the deal. That was kind of a cool battle. That flipped back and forth multiple times. I had no idea what was going to happen there, by the way. I'm watching this for the first time. So that was really a cool back and forth battle. Fun armies by both player. Like that, you had a Hellblaster volley gun, Volkmar, Flagellants, good times. Can't beat that one. And then trolls and squigs everywhere. Are you not entertained, folks? You should be. You should be. Speaking of entertained, if you were, and you want to see the rest of this old world challenge, make sure you subscribe, click the bell, because apparently subscribing doesn't mean anything. You'll be notified when the next one pops up. So yeah, if you want to see more, make sure and do that. Anyway, Wickd had his name changed, but this is indeed Wickd. Grimgor cleaned house there. 143 kills, that is nuts. And then all of these trolls, that's a pretty solid return there. Not bad at all. Giant had a chevron. I mean, not a bad performance. Squig herds. These guys are just good at causing a lot of damage. They cause a huge amount of damage for their cost if you get them into the right fights. Gabo, big boss, decent amount of kills, but I think he got knocked out in a heavyweight fight with a bunch of Empire Knights. The Demigryph Knight with halberds definitely got some work done. And then these halberdiers had a chance to help pull that game back late. They just couldn't quite do it because they didn't have the leadership. Volkmar would have needed to keep himself moving. He's not terribly fast, so it makes me wonder whether he could have stayed ahead of all the trolls that were coming back. If he'd had like an escort Demigryph, stayed alive, let those halberds do a little more fighting. I mean, possibly. Yeah, that was definitely a lot of back and forth in that battle. It was a lot of fun. Appreciate both these players. Stay tuned, folks. That was 2 battles. There was 6 in total. So you got to get back here and see what happened in the rest of the Old World Challenge. Which faction do you all think is going to come out on top? Who's it going to be? Vampires? Empire? Greenskins? Huh? Dwarves? Come see who it's going to be. Come back and watch it. Hope y'all are enjoying it. If you did enjoy it, make sure and go drop a like on there. It helps me a lot. It helps these videos trend and help more people find it. If you didn't like it, get down in those comments. Tell me what I did wrong. Tell me what I need to do to fix it. I love making this stuff for you all. Can't wait to see you soon. HeirofCarthage, signing out.